How we doing, gamers? Good morning. Hey, thanks for our resubs to start us off this morning. One-Eyed Bartender coming in hot for the 20 months. SJ Rutt, thank you for the almost year and a half. And Quasi, thanks for the 22. Get some free boosties in here this morning.
Shiny logo.
All right, let's take a look at some Ultron numbers, shall we? That's the auto deck, yeah? Whew. Oh, see, this is probably the key to success with Infinity Ultron, is you play him with Agamotto, so that way you're less likely to draw him and feel inclined to play him. So that's not too surprising. Ooh, there's a Surfer build with okay numbers. We're doing Ravona Moonstone stuff. The problem is, I look at this deck list and it's like, how much better is playing Infinity Ultron here than just playing Mystique? Like, is Ultron actually better than Mystique in this deck? Moonstone doubles the Wong Stone. Okay, sure. Moonstone doubles the Wong Stone. So the one third of the time that happens. Yeah, I'd buy that for $1. This build had some stats before Ultron. It's also just like playing Shang-Chi and Sam, so like how bad can it really be? Yeah, I was thinking playing it with Pixie could be okay. I don't know about Wicked and Pixie. We can build that. It's been decent for me in Sarah control. So like you have to ramp. I don't know. I'd be shocked if he's remotely optimal in Sarah control. Mobius undoes Gorgon and is good with our Pixie, yep. And then I probably just want some good cheap one-drops. It's a good number of auto reveals. We can play Gore as our other top end. I usually like 3 big things in these Pixie decks. Isan. I feel like I don't want to play enough card generation for Isan to be good enough. I think my Quinjet is largely an Infinity Ultron enabler. I guess we can play Snow Guard. I think Isan's pretty bad if I'm not generating a bunch of ways to... I don't know if you have space for Doom. I was Ultron yesterday. Absolutely atrocious. Very, very mediocre. It's probably just Red Hulk and then some other good 2s here. We're gonna crack the code today, maybe. I don't know why Cersei would be remotely good here. That one doesn't track for me personally. I've made it back to the top 1,000 because I keep queuing into Ultron Gamers. Yeah, we gave away like 100 SP yesterday. And I assume we'll give away another 100 or so today. Alright, we're going to start here. I'm going to tap our first ad roll of the morning. I'm going to go ahead and throw the rest of this hummus I'm not going to eat with my breakfast back up in the fridge while I do that. And when we get back, we're going to set some stat points on fire. Thanks for hanging out. Don't go anywhere, gamers. Galacta is good with Infinity Ultron. You could get rid of the with Infinity Ultron part at the end of that statement. And you are correct that most decks get better if you add Galacta to them. Pixie in particular wants a minimal number of 3s and 4s. Because that's not an ideal cost to be shuffling things onto or off of. Welcome back on in, by the way. Appreciate the folks that stuck through the ad. If you're one of my regulars and you find Twitch ads annoying, you can support my content for the rest of this week by checking out a new game and get a free gift sub to my Twitch channel. As a thank you for doing that. And use the link in chat and check out Call of Dragons. You get your City Hall to level 5. You get a free gift sub to the channel. Appreciate the folks that have done that already. Helping us meet our sub goals just a little bit of their time. Alright, we're going to start with Pixie Ultron. I've loaded 3 more Ultron decks up. We'll see if we get to... If we get to all of them today, that's probably not a good thing. No, is our rank 31 opponent timing out? That would be unfortunate for them. Nope, they're here. Cool. Rank 34 and playing Intermission. That math checks out. Rank 31, whatever. I'm gonna stay. Let's do it. I mean, like, unironically, them snapping us because they Loki'd when we have Mobius is like, sure, that's great for us, yeah. It's fine. Literally textless. Nice one, too. I'm getting our copy of Gore is unfortunate. I guess they have 7 energy. Alright, we're wholly and fully cooked. They were sniping, almost always. That's how you get to rank 30. That's why you snap on turn 1. Aquaman! Thanks for the 3/4 of a year. Welcome back. Find out if we're playing Marvel Retreat here or not. Why would you play Pixie? Aren't all Pixie decks inconsistent by design? Aren't all card games inconsistent by design? Every card you draw each turn is random. What's a little bit of extra random with your random? Pixie is a card that we refer to as high cube equity. She's a card that takes your output range and makes it very difficult to keep up with. We are, in fact, playing Marvel Retreat. Just a turn too late. The opponent gave us an extra cube. That's why we're playing Pixie, by the way. Because when you play her early and push the button, your opponent dies. Win a location with 10 power or less. Check. Thanks, Pixie. We should do predictions with channel points. We don't do channel point gambling here because I want every person who becomes a shillionaire in Hoaglandia to have actually watched my content to achieve it. Gorgon Spider Ham's actually a combo. It makes their pig cost one more. Put the Luna Snow into the negative zone here. All right, and then we'll Ultron here to play around Galactus. We do the Gore this turn, and then next turn we could go Snow Guard, Stone Stone. This moves the lowest power enemy card here to Infinity Ultron's location. So it's gonna take this. So it's gonna take this 7 and kick it over to here. Do I want that? I don't know that I want that. If I do this, actually, I think this is fine. I think this is fine. Space Stone's pretty awkward, huh? Well, that's certainly a stay. Victory. Why didn't Ghost Spider work? Weird. I mean, our Ultron was good, and their Ultron was bad because we had Gorgon. Kicked their sandcastle proactively. No, their stones just cost 4 there, chat. You know, like, they're already kind of a tough sell at 3, so I'm not surprised to see them not happen. Oh, the Anya was their last card played. Good catch. I think I vibe on the Snow Guard for now. Gorgon. Yes, the fact that there is variance in which stones you generate game to game means that you can't build your deck around getting certain stones. Do 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 do. Who's replacing Luna Snow? Luna Snow is pretty important in these Infinite Ultron decks. If you don't have her, you should probably just skip the card. Also, if you do have her, skipping the card's still fine. Yeah, that's accurate, unfortunately. Like, even here, part of me wants to do this and then just, like, close on Red Hulk. It's probably wrong. It's more fun to play the new card and die, right? Ooh, they played around the, what's it called on the right? Like, this card, for example. Why does this card pull something at random? Why can't it pull the biggest card out of my hand to maybe be remotely playable? It's so mediocre. Why does it only have one power? I think we're dead here unless this hits the 1 and 4. Even that might not be enough. Unexpected. All right, we win if we hit the, no, we don't win with the 1 and 4. God, this card is so ass. It's like, how, like, I spent 11 energy and got 13, 13, I guess I got 3 more. I spent 11 energy, I got 14 power. It's just the rates. Every time you sit, like, think about the rates that you're getting, you're just like, man. I unironically think they could add 1 to every part of Infinity Ultron's kit. Just +1 on every stone at him, and he's probably still clunky, too clunky. Mysterio? They're probably a Sasquatch and Mockingbird deck. We'll see if they play either of them this turn or if Gorga gets them. Or Mobius gets them. Okay, I mean, we'll have 9 energy next turn. Which means I can play 1 stone along with a 6-drop. Okay, I mean, that was probably the best draw in my deck on the best mode in my deck. I don't know that it's game winning, but we're gonna give it the old college try here. I believe we're winning the left. Says local man about to be killmongered. Oh, they're a Homelandian. I'm so injured, chat. I'm so injured I didn't see the screen name. Yeah, we were a sandcastle kicker. Mobius does like them a sandcastle. I think I'm happy to make some demons here. Hey, morning, Jeet. Line those sand castles up, gamers. Let ourselves into the island. The Island of Misfit Ultrons. I think I saw that movie one time. I only get 1 stone. Yikes. I mean, I got a 3/5. Do we think Ultron holds the center? He might hold the center some of the time. Oh, they have Hawk as well. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Someone in chat asked, could you catch me up on the Cliff Notes why Infinity Ultron's been kind of schmedium? This game's like a great example, right? Like, he just doesn't give you remotely enough stuff for the energy you invest into him. If you're not cheating out energy in some way, shape, or form or getting him at a discount, he feels really rough. Who should I get for tokens, Agamotto or Thanos? Thanos is the more powerful card right now. But that one kinda ebbs and flows. What was the last card that released that felt powerful? I mean, what's his name is powerful. I think we're dead. Goliath. Goliath's a good card. Good, reasonable Marvel Snap card. He's just not a very interesting card, right? Like, Goliath was just like a nominal upgrade to one deck. None of the problem isn't just that like 6 out of the last 7 cards they've released have been duds. It's that the only successful one wasn't an interesting design either. I feel like they should take more risks on cards that are more unique. Yeah, I think what Fitz on the YouTube side just said is a big part of the problem with Ultron's kit as well, is that you can't deck build around him really even because he doesn't give you the same things game to game. So, like, the only extent that you could deck build around this card is, like, you could play Quinjet and you could play Luna Snow to get him sooner, but you can't really plan or build too heavily around the actual act of the cards that you're getting because you don't know what you're getting game to game. Yeah, that's another good call out too. His stones have anti-synergy with each other with a few of the designs as well. Some of them actively want you to fill the board, and other ones need space open. Yeah, I'm gonna throw this one away. Tap our ad roll. I'm gonna put my desk up and hop on the bike. I've got a couple more Infinity Ultron decks loaded up this morning that we snagged off of Untap, but my optimism is not particularly high, to be blunt. For people that don't follow me on Blue Sky, I posted this last night. These are the last 7 Marvel Snap cards that released. And something to call out about this data is that I would expect Kahori and Captain Carter's stats to get worse because this is 30-day data. And what happens is when cards have weekend missions and they're bad, people put them in decks like Intermission and Thanos that are good, where you win in spite of the card, not because the card is good in the deck. So part of the reason why the Firehair data is so much worse is these people are only playing Firehair in decks that they think want her. And when Captain Carter and Kahori are no longer, I have a contractual obligation to play this card so I can get resources with them, they'll only end up in decks where people actually want to be playing them, and those decks are largely not good in my experience, so these stats are going to get closer to these. And I know, like, this is only 7 cards or whatever, but a better way to frame it rather than 7 cards is the popularity here isn't relevant to Epic because this is after only a day's worth of Infinity Ultron stats, and it's a number of days worth of data. I actually forget if this was 30-day or 7-day, but it's multiple days, so the play rate on this one isn't really relevant. But this is basically 6 weeks, or this is 6 weeks worth of card releases, right? And you can kind of just like cross these out, and you're like, all right, we had one card release in the last 6 weeks, and it's fine. It's not good, but it's fine. That goes in one deck. Oh, is it 5 weeks? You're right. It might be 5 because two of these, Goliath of these released at once, and this was a high voltage card. So maybe 5, still over a month. Oh, over a month is an actual eternity in a live service game. Yeah, there were 2. You're right. There were 2. Thanks for the fact check. There were 2 double card weeks in here. Ghost Rider wasn't its own release, and Goliath and Captain Carter came together. Yeah, good call out. I appreciate the fact checks when we get something wrong. All right, let's do misery stuff because Victoria Hand is one of my personal favorites. Is normal Ultron good? No, not really. It's kind of underpowered. It's underpowered and predictable. Yeah, I'm shocked Sam Wilson hasn't eaten a scorpion and taken a -1. I think it's a Kate first angle. So this is gonna be somewhere else, but that's fine because I want to try and get my Iron Patriot bonus in here. Order! Order in the court! Woo! Marvel Snap! Marvel Snap! I love Marvel Snap! Marvel Snap is so fun! It's a superhero card game! I love superhero card games, chat! They're so much fun!
Systems go.
I think it's just that, yeah. Call it a day. No, I don't think we shag braid. They're only 1 in 3 to get the stone that makes Infinity Ultron bigger. Whew, my opponent took my sandcastle and viciously kicked it over with Mobius and Mobius. Thankfully, they were playing Infinity Ultron, so we were able to best them anyways. God bless you, Infinity Ultron! Let me overcome the burdens of Mobius. This wouldn't have been possible without you. I just really want to know what they're like. I'm fascinated to know what their internal testing looked like that Ultron released with the numbers that he has. It's just so, they're all so conservative across the board. He must have been busted as a 4. So I'm not surprised they didn't release. I'm not surprised they didn't release him as a 4 energy card. I am surprised all the powers on all the stones are so low. And just to set the tone, I'm gonna ban the person on the Twitch side who said, do they even test? And YouTube doesn't have unban requests, so I'm gonna put you in a 24-hour timeout. It is deeply, incredibly, obnoxiously rude to say that people at Second Dinner don't do their jobs. You'll note that I'm very careful with the words that I say. And I said the words, I'm curious to know what their testing looked like, not they don't test, lol, 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 lol. Yes, they are definitely testing their cards, okay? And I get it. It's funny, haha, to say they're bad at their jobs, haha, haha. Can't believe they do this, haha, ha, 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 ha. I'm so smart. Can't believe they don't test. Yes, unironically, I would bet the Venn diagram of people who say Second Dinner releases busted cards to steal your money, and the people who say they don't test, I can't believe they released this underpowered card, like, that Venn diagram's probably a circle. So now the real question is, do I play around a bad dog? I think the answer is yes. Oh, I mean, sorry, Juggernaut. Juggernaut. Although, I guess, yeah, they can't Cosmo us. I guess this is the same then, yeah? Because if they jug me here, I kill this. Oh my goodness, am I gonna lose anyways because of the Enchantress? We're tied and we lose the Breaker because of the Enchantress? Brutal. No, wait, it's a full draw? It's a full draw. And this is... We probably would have won this game if I didn't play Infinity Ultron, right? Because, like, look at this board, right? We played him, and just, like, playing either of these stones was significantly worse than playing out my other cards. And now my turn 5 was a 5-6. And if he's just, like, literally one more point, we win instead of draw. I also, noteworthy here, would have won if I would have put Shang-Chi on the right. Would have also been game winning for me. Instead of the draw. But, yeah, it's just, it's so hard to fit these stones in on the last turn. They're so inconsistent. I'm currently in a trade deficit with Second Dinner. I keep giving them money and they never give me any. I'm hitting them with a 300% tariff. 300 sounds low. I'd go higher than that. Based on how much money that we typically give Second Dinner, I think you're gonna need to go to 400 or 500% to try and break even here at least. Does magic fix Infinity Ultron's problems? It doesn't, I don't think. Because there's just almost always something better you could be doing with your energy, is essentially what it comes down to. So do I think I Misery. It only gives me one demon. But then I move this out and I could go Victoria, Victoria, Demon on the last turn. Oh, she's gonna murder Frigga too, though. But that's fine. It gives me more points on the right. I think we're in a decent spot to win this breaker, yeah? Would Lady Deathstrike right a bit better? Lady Deathstrike right would give them more board space. And it doesn't give me another demon. I need to play for all three because they could be the Spectrum build, right? These are each 9, so I'm adding 18 here, and I'm adding 16 here. Yeah, that seems good. Just dodge an Enchantress on the right. Sweet. All right. I mean, we haven't Infinity Ultron, but the rest of this deck seems okay so far. I know it hasn't been super long since our last ad break, but I need to step away for a second to do something, so apologies. I'm going to tap in since I'm BRB anyways. Don't go anywhere. We're going to be playing Snap for a little while yet. Oh. One of my upstairs toilets is clogged somewhere past the toilet bowl. Probably gonna have to have someone out to put something through it. The old plunger didn't work. Good times. Good times. The eternal adventure of home ownership. Clog like a clog deck. I hope there's no rocks down there. No, it didn't even clog when someone used it. Christy said she was just clearing it because we have people that were coming out to clean today, and just straight up refused to go down. So at least it's not a disgusting mess. It's just water. Queen Chi, thank you for the 2 months. Welcome back. If you want a somewhat interesting thought, and this kind of goes to talk about how metagames develop, this card's power level in our current metagame is kind of what contributes to Infinity Ultron being unplayable. And obviously, that's not because Infinity Ultron is bad against Shang-Chi. But the problem is that Shang-Chi is played on the same turn of the game where you want to be playing Infinity Ultron and his stones, right? So it's like, well, if Shang-Chi's my best possible turn 6 play by a lot, a significant amount of the time, I never have time or room to play my stones out, yeah? This is 7 points here, yeah? It's 25. Iron Man is in their output range. Sure is. Remember you saying a while ago, it's never a wasting a spotlight card because Sector does a good job of buffing cards. Do you still think that? I've said in the past, so you just misquoted me there. The thing I've said in the past is you should buy cards based on the play patterns you enjoy, not based purely on power level. Detox, thank you for the 14 months. And I think Infinity Ultron is a really good example of that in practice, because I think he's really clunky and probably bad right now, but there's a pretty close to 0% chance some amount of his numbers don't get changed in the future. If the stats continue to pan out in the way they are right now, some of his numbers are going up. Now, the only problem with Infinity Ultron is that there's so many numbers on him, it might be months from now before he's actually gets to a playable state, because they tend to be really tame and conservative with how quickly they pump things up. I wouldn't be surprised if it takes them multiple OTA passes. Also, and this is a nice thing about the impending economy change, is with the upcoming economy changes, there's now less pressure for you to get a card right away. Ooh, that's nice. What is the economy change? The economy change is getting implemented with the patch at the end of the month, 13 days from now, April 29th. Good golly, gamers. Holy. It's probably too late to snap at this point, but like we're gonna try. Is it 100% sure that it's this patch, not the other one? Did Second Dinner confirm that? Yes. When I tell you that something is 100%, you can better believe we have confirmation. I try to be very careful with the words that I pick. So it was confirmed in a video update last week that it will be rolling out on the 29th. When they initially announced it 2 or so weeks ago, they were uncertain 29th versus June 5th. They have given confirmation that it will be the 29th. Will there still be Spotlight variants? There will not. Spotlight caches are going away. Well, Kahori's a little different than Infinity Ultron when comparing her to Shang, because Kahori's not a card you have to play on the last turn, whereas like Infinity Ultron is generally speaking taking up your last 2 turns worth of energy, so it needs to be better than other things you could be doing with those 2 turns worth of energy. They confirmed they're just turning 3k tokens on the collector. They did, yes. All of your existing keys will be turned into 3,000 tokens each, and all of the keys on the track right now will be turned into 3,000 tokens. They will also be adding a, is it 50 tokens? Can someone factor, is it 50 tokens or 100 tokens on the daily login? I think it's 50 tokens on the daily login, or was it 100? It was one of the two. I think it was 50. It was 50, yeah. 50 a day, yep, cool. All right, can we hear off Friga? Lost our 50-50, they have Friga. And this is the problem, right? Like, look at my hand. In what world am I ever playing Infinity Ultron here? Is it ever better than literally anything else this hand can do? I think we have to leave because these decks are Killmonger decks almost all of the time. So, I'm actually in an okay spot in terms of the number of points of power my hand can output here, but my opponent is a vicious sandcastle kicker. Yes, often Lady Deathstrike for Victoria hand as well. Your problem is you need to put more bad cards in your deck so Infinity Ultron looks like the best option. That's the Omega Brain play right there. I need to step away for a second. BRB. I have water coming out of my ceiling, so I'll hopefully be back tomorrow. Peace, gamers.